that's one of the things. And that's it. Peace, brother. Hey, buddy.
Government or Douglas?
Douglas. This is little David. How old is David? 2? 2.5?
Yes.
2.5. He's had a heart transplant.
Yeah, heart transplant was 10 days old.
Wow. Hi. All right.
I'm putting together a big resolution.
So,
2 in April. 2 in April.
He turned 2 in April.
2 in April. Wow, that's really young.
I can get him cost. That's that other organization.
I just want to thank you guys for going out on a limb like this. I know that it's really, in the road, we would go on the sidewalk. David for PR.
I want to make sure that
Help about this. Thanks.
Is that it? Is there a caravan coming in?
No, we were told not to bring it in.
Oh,
So it's around the back.
yeah.
So we're one of the real backward countries.
We have neither.
Excuse me. Coming up the hill right now. Or up the, not the hill.
TT, I didn't know it was you I was talking to.
Huh?
I didn't know it was you I was talking to. Can I get the keys? I gotta get my bag out of the car.
Yeah, it's way parked far, far away.
My notes are in the boat.
There's a legislative parking lot in the back.
With the Premier and our government, we want to welcome you and say what a remarkable journey on behalf of a successful liver transplant recipient. And you have had a great journey, and I think this is a journey of hope and a journey of awareness to bring the message that we need more organ donors. I know in BC alone we've got 500 people waiting. Last year across Canada, I understand 147 people died waiting. We want to make sure that people know that they can give the gift of life, and you've certainly brought that message across Canada, and we are happy to accept that message here and work with you to make sure all of our citizens across Canada and this province benefit from what you have done. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
And I think we have our Victoria's very own Dave Cutler here to MC the rest of the event. Dave, if you may.
Great. You're probably, I am an ex-football player. And if you want to know what football players look like after they're finished, I know it's not a pretty sight. We have got some very special guests here today, and not the least of which is George and David Wright-Smith. And one of the things that's really, really important about this is the giving that's gone on with this. And there's all sorts of people that are giving of their time and all the things that are necessary to make this really happen. And I'd like to introduce, and I hope everybody's here already, is Cindy Hawkins, Minister of Health, Colin Hanson, Minister of Health Services, Dr. Keith Martin, Canadian Alliance MP. He had to go. I think he's just down the hall and to the left. Sorry. Rob Fleming, Acting Mayor. Representative Lynn Mosley and Jim McGeer of the David Foster Foundation. Tia Tony Wilson. Tia, I'm sorry. Hi, Tia. And David Wright Smith, the road manager for George, and George Marcello. And we just heard Cindy talk, and I'd like to ask Colin Hanson if he's got a few words.
This journey that George has undertaken is so valuable because since in British Columbia particularly, where we changed over the system whereby people become organ donors, it's no longer adequate
to raise the awareness of the importance of becoming an organ donor. The David Foster Foundation provides emotional and financial support for families of children requiring organ transplants, and we get to see both ends of the emotional spectrum, the despair when people are simply waiting, and then the joy when something becomes available. So I would ask anybody in the audience or watching any of this or listening to any of it, if you aren't already a donor, please educate yourself, make a decision for yourself that's right, and then share that decision with your family and your loved ones and act upon it and become an organ donor. Thank you very much, and congratulations, George.
We've also got a very special guest here today, and it's Paul and Sonia Subio, and I'd like to ask Paul to say a few words.
Thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate George and thank him for the wonderful work that he's doing, and I sincerely hope that this will raise awareness and will motivate everyone to become an organ donor. We are all potential organ donors and potential recipients. The little guy here making a lot of noise, David, is 2 years old, and David received a new heart when he was 10 days old, and without this new heart, David would have died. And David has touched the lives of many people. He's brought us a whole lot of love, and we believe he's going to make wonderful contributions to this world. And we couldn't have David here if a family out of their tragedy 2 years ago made the choice to give hope to another family. And so our family thanks not only that family, but also the David Foster Foundation. Without them, we couldn't have done this. But we sincerely hope that George's work, George's wonderful work here will motivate people to become organ donors. Thank you.
It's not very often that we hear about all sorts of things with organ donation, etc., and it's not very often that you see what a recipient really looks like. And boy, what a wonderful little guy. Does it? See this? I'm not sure how that works. Oh, we got it now. The next speaker I'd like to introduce is a fellow named David Wright Smith. Now, David Wright Smith is from Victoria, BC. He actually works with my brother. And David needed a liver. And like so many people that have something that's not working well, that their life is in jeopardy until they get that new liver. And I'd like to introduce the road manager for George Marcello, David Wright Smith.
Thank you, Dave. See if we can fix this so I can use my cheat notes. And I'd also like to acknowledge that George now has a new road manager, being as I'm no longer able to go on with him, and Tia Tony Wilson is here with us today, and I'd just like to acknowledge her presence.